What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So this is an addition, a continuation of yesterday's video, last video, basically about all the people screaming and crying about Xbox supposedly rumor going third party, blah blah blah, right? And remember when I said Xbox has been playing 69D chess this whole generation, outmaneuvering PlayStation in their strategies the whole time. And remember what Phil Spencer said before. He said that the games will be exclusive or non-exclusive on a case-by-case basis, right? Sure, that leaves it open for interpretation, obviously. But he also said that he wants the games to be available anywhere the Game Pass exists, right? Don't forget all these things, because Game Pass is still one of the most important things. It's a piece of the puzzle, it's a piece of the formula, the Xbox equation. Of course, you need games. You need those things to allure the people into the Game Pass ecosystem. But Game Pass on its own is still worth it, even without the super huge dope games. With the games, oh my gosh, it's even better. So think about all those things. Now, next week he's supposed to spill the beans on whatever, right? Here's what I think. And you can look at history. You can look at what Xbox has been doing and why and how, right? So, multiplayer games, or games that already exist on PlayStation or whatever, of course they're gonna always be there. You know, that's like if they do an Elder Scrolls Online 2 or something like that, it'll be on PlayStation, right? If they do a Fallout 77, it'll be on PlayStation. You know, all these multiplayer games, Minecraft 2, it'll be on PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? So what the Ponies and the Donkey Unicorns have been crying about and blah 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 and champion, I mean, they are not talking about games. They're not talking about PlayStation games because they got no games. So they have to talk about, oh, Xbox doom and gloom. I'm like, really? Y'all ain't got nothing. So this is what you guys are doing? Anyway, single player games are not in that conversation because they literally went to Disney, renegotiated the contract for Indiana Jones, and said, nah, that's exclusive now. Why would it now be going to PlayStation if they literally went to renegotiate the contract for Indiana Jones to be exclusive? Before, it wasn't exclusive. They went back and said, nah, exclusive. So do you Ponies and Donkey Unicorns still think that Indiana Jones, The Great Circle, is going to be on PlayStation? Because they literally went to Disney, changed the contract, money was exchanged. It had to be a fee for that. They were like, all right, well, give us more money. You know, Disney don't play. Disney like, let's go. We want more points too. Let's go. Disney don't play when it comes to them dollars and them points and them money. So, and that's no problem for Xbox. They got the dough. They could do all that. Starfield. Why would Xbox want to put Starfield on PlayStation? Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, because then they'll get more sales. No. I mean, maybe, but I'd say not enough to make a difference, because PlayStation gamers, people who have PlayStations this generation, do not play a lot of games. They play Call of Duty, they play Fortnite, maybe Roblox, now that it's out there, Apex Legends. There's a finite amount of games that they play. Now, that being said, a game like Starfield, which has a lineage through Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, and all these things, Fallout, might allure some of the casuals that are on PlayStation. But, you know, that's a big if. Would it give them more sales? Sure. Would it give PlayStation more money? Yeah, 30%. They get 30. Or maybe they'll say, nah, 80-20. Y'all like those numbers before. You want this game? That's what it is. I think Microsoft should do that. Just to be penis faces. Just to be, you know, just to be, because, you know, this is cutthroat business. And Sony's not playing favorites. They're not playing, oh, kumbaya. So Microsoft needs to unhook Matt Booty and let him go. It's like, click, woo, woo, woo. He's like that, woo, coming at you. So the kind of the whole rhetoric about, you know, I mean, everybody, I'm looking at on YouTube, I'm like, damn, all of y'all, this is all y'all talking about. Talking about, oh, Starfield's gonna be on PlayStation. Hi-Fi Rush is gonna be on PlayStation. I mean, this is all good, right? Like, say, like, all this rhetoric is going around, all these rumors are going around. All Microsoft has to do is say, yup, Hi-Fi Rush is going to another platform. Yup, Starfield is going to another platform. The Super Switch 2. Thank you, good night. Drop the mic and peace out. And leave PlayStation in the dusty cold. Because, like I said before, the proof is there. They don't need PlayStation to succeed. And all of these ponies and Donkey Unicorns swear that they do. And I'm like, well, why does Xbox need PlayStation, but PlayStation doesn't need Xbox? Why is that? And how does that work? Right? And don't tell me it's because they sold more consoles, because that's not enough. Because you can sell a bunch of consoles and have a bunch in a warehouse, and you can have a bunch of scalpers holding on to a bunch of consoles. It's about how many people are plaguing your console. And when you look at those numbers, they're more even than anything else. So you're like, oh, market leader based on old antiquated metrics. Who's making more money? Who's the bigger company? All these questions, the answers point to Xbox and Microsoft. So if you want to be real, if you want to be a real human being with brain cells that rub together to make sentences that make sense, you have to realize that Xbox is the bigger brand. Got bees attacking me. Xbox is a bigger company. Now, I say bigger brand as far as how much they're worth. Yes, they're bigger. As far as kind of public sentiment, Sony's more popular. But, you know, that can only get you so far, because the popularity for PlayStation is not translating to money. And that's why they're scrambling to do all these things. That's why the port begging is still happening. I've never seen a generation of gamers port beg so hard. Never. This is the craziest generation in history. It is. I mean, it's the latest one, but it is crazy. It's crazier than any. And look at anything else. I mean, the closest thing I would say that was crazier was Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, only because of the advertisement, not so much about the actual products. But although Sega went crazy with the products, anyway. Now it's more about the fans and the fanboys and the rhetoric and the narratives and how they think this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is going to happen. If I were Xbox, now I know they're thinking about their shareholders, they're thinking about money and all these things, but if I were Xbox, and they're always thinking about how to grow the brand, how to grow the products and stuff like that, and I would be like, you don't just acquire ABK and then all of a sudden, oh, we got to put everything on PlayStation. How does that make sense? They're already leaving ABK on PlayStation, right? I mean, Activision games. Well, Call of Duty on PlayStation, right? Why would they put their first-party games on PlayStation? It doesn't make sense, right? And the ABK deal is to bring in gamers into the Xbox ecosystem. And that's the most important thing, and people keep forgetting it. And I said again, Game Pass. That is a very important piece of this puzzle that nobody's talking about. All they're talking about, oh, third party, Xbox going third party. How do you think they're gonna go? How do you think they're gonna go third party, right? Okay, let's go through it. Let's go through it. Xbox puts Starfield on PlayStation 5, right? You need to sign up for a gamer tag to play Starfield. You can't just get Starfield and put it in like it's an old Bethesda. No. That's not how it works anymore. You have to have a gamer tag to play Starfield. Now this is just me. speculating. If they want to be real ratchet, you got to sign up for Game Pass to play Starfield. And I don't think that's the case, but I would say yes, gamer tag, yes, because that ups the numbers of engagement for them. They can say this is how many people were have on Xbox playing you know, and that's how they track it, through the gamer tag. So PlayStation fans, if they buy a third-party game from Xbox, have to enter the ecosystem. It's like a Trojan horse almost. And while the shallow-minded are just like, we got the games, we don't have to play Xbox, we don't have to buy Xbox. You kind of are, because you're playing the Xbox game, you have a gamer tag. It's all the same to them because you're playing the Xbox game. So what's on PlayStation? So what you're playing it on your phone? So what you're playing in the cloud? So what you're playing on a Rogue Ally? So what you're playing on Xbox Series X or Series S? So what you're playing on a PC? It doesn't matter. You're still playing an Xbox game. And that's the short-sightedness of a lot of people in the internet right now, out there crying about, I'm gonna drop an Xbox. Like, you could go ahead and drop them and get a PC and play the game there. It doesn't matter, because if you're still playing the game, that's the end goal. You think the creators, Rockstar, making GTA 6, they think, we don't want people to play it on PlayStation or Xbox or the Wii or whatever. With the Wii, wow. The Switch 2. They want to put it everywhere so as many people as possible can play it. This is the new reality of video games. It's been this way for a minute for third parties. And now the narrative, the talking points, the war mongering of the words on the Sony side, on the PlayStation side, is that, it's third parties, blah, blah, blah. This gives more credence to I bought the right box and they didn't, or something, you know. But of course, there can be caveats, of course. For instance, Starfield came out last year. It's not on PlayStation yet. They can hold their games, if they do this, a year, 2 years, whatever. They don't have to co-develop them together. They can develop the Xbox version, right? Maximize it, optimize it for the Xbox, and then do a sloppy port over to the PlayStation 5. This is exactly what PlayStation has been doing this whole generation, by the way. Do a sloppy port, make it work, at least work, you know what I mean? It'll probably have lower resolution, like worse graphics. I would say the frame rate will probably be the same, comparable. But, you know, and these are things that they can do because there's no non-compete clause when it comes to first-party games for Xbox. You know, they make a game. Look, it's up to their discretion to put it however they're going to do it. This is how we optimize it. Your system, it doesn't have enough, you know, whatever. It's not as powerful. You don't have enough CUs in your graphics side, so we had to cut some costs over here, there, blah, 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 blah. You know? They don't have to use the Kraken and all that. They don't have to do that stuff. Same way that the developers haven't been using all of the tools on the Xbox side. Same thing. And that's the funny thing, you know, you think that, Xbox making a game for PlayStation, it's gonna be the best. They're gonna use all the things, and I mean, you know, they want to make their game as good as possible on whatever machine it is, but at the same time, money and time. And so if it takes extra time and money to do certain things when you're porting it from Xbox to PlayStation, then no, they have a budget, they're gonna stick to it. Anyway, I still don't understand why people are scared and people are throwing up their arms and stuff. Even McCaffrey, he said some stupidness. I wanted to answer him back, but I really don't have energy for that idiot. That's right, I called him an idiot because he's part of an organization that is dealing in fallacies and narratives. And while I understand they need the clicks, I think integrity of a website is more important than you trying to get that dollar or get that $2. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he could kick rocks. Most of IGN could kick rocks. I'll figure out a list of who's. I mean, literally, I said it before. I only have like really 2 people that I like on IGN, and it's only because they're funny guys. But yeah, Yeah, I'll keep it short this time. Let me know in the comments below what y'all think about the strategies as far as Xbox with Game Pass and all these things. Remember, I mean, I think a lot of people are forgetting what Phil has said before. In that he was like, yo, you know, case by case basis, all those things. And I don't think that range that's different, or that range. I mean, of course, there have been instances where he says one thing and then down the road, oh well, something has changed. So, in the worst scenario where Starfield and Hi-Fi Rush or whatever, let's just use those two games, go to PlayStation 5, right? First, we get it first on Xbox. We've been playing it for forever, right? We've been playing it for eons. Second, there's no guarantees. Well, first or second. Well, the second is the mods are going to suck on PlayStation because they don't allow certain type of mods. Xbox does. That's why that mods are better on Xbox, and they're comparable, if not equal to, the PC mods. Because I played Skyrim and I put a whole bunch of mods, like to make the people beautiful mods. I was like, oh snap, this is great. And I remember MXR Henry, he used to do the mod. He used to do mod updates on Skyrim, and he had like the pretty lady mods and stuff. I was like, oh snap, and it was on Xbox. I was like, oh snap, what? I didn't even know. And I did a Fallout 4 mod too, where it was just like God mode, invincible, jetpack, unlimited. I was flying all over. It was crazy. And that's the fun stuff, you know. When you could like get into debug mode almost on your console. I mean, of course, on the PC, you could just go to command module, command mode, and bust up some stuff. But you know, on consoles, it's a little bit more difficult. But anyway, you know, worst case scenario is it'll be a delayed release on PlayStation 5, right? And okay. And here's the thing, right? Microsoft, they're not dummies, right? So if they put it on PlayStation 5 and they're not seeing the numbers, they're like, it's not worth it. Why are we doing this? You know, it cost us this much to port it, and we're only getting this. Nah, forget it. These fools don't buy games. And so all they have to do is 1 or 2 games like that, and they're like, forget it, we're gone. But I would say, like I said before, the games as service games, those multiplayer games, if there's something new coming out for Xbox, that'll probably go to PlayStation, you know, because those games you need players, you know, and even on Pal World you need players, but Xbox scooped in and got that exclusive because, you know, Microsoft is playing the same game that PlayStation is playing, and PlayStation started. Well, I'm gonna say Xbox started at 360 in the 360 era, and then when the Xbox One came through, PlayStation adopted that, and they scooped up everything, scoop, and Xbox was like, they had nothing, you know, and PlayStation is continuing that behavior, and so now Xbox is getting in on it again, plus they got so many studios that it's ridiculous, so it's like they can't compete on the money side. If Xbox wanted to, they could buy out all the exclusive third-party stuff that would allow it to be bought out. Of course, there's some Japanese companies that'll be on the Sony side because, you know, xenophobia, excuse me. And yeah, so that there are a bunch of kind of factors and elements at play when we're talking about this console war stuff and how business is done. But bottom line, don't worry about it. We still gonna have Xbox games. There's still gonna be PlayStation games. Wherever they end up, doesn't matter. Xbox is still going to be making consoles because they make the most powerful console, pretty much, and you know, that's going to be one of their legacies, I think, going forward. I don't know what PlayStation is going to do with that because their hardware division has been failing. This whole generation has been failing, and they had to increase the console price in order to make up the difference. It's not even like, oh, we need to make more money. Yes, but the PlayStation VR and the PlayStation Portal failed so hard. They got to make up the money somehow. The R&D on those things probably weren't that much, but enough to like, whatever. Anyway, sorry, tangent. Let me know in the comments below what you think about all that stuff. I appreciate y'all, And I'll check y'all on the next one. Till the wait.